I would like to begin tonight by expressing my gratitude to my family for their support, to my cross-country family for many miles, many smiles, my friends for happy times, Heather White for showing me unconditional friendship, Ms. Lambeth for putting up with my neediness, my teachers for teaching me my worst academics, mis amigos and AP Spanish for accepting me when I was the odd one out. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the class of 2016 for making these last 13 years a little interesting. So to start today, I'd like to establish and draw attention to an underappreciated fact. The universe is very, very big. We are very, very small. Naturally, everybody wants to be a star. Everyone wants to shine and be seen and to be looked upon in awe. And some people are more driven by this desire than others. And unfortunately, when I started high school 4 years ago, I was the kind of person that let this urge consume me. Although I wanted to be as bright as I could in everything, more than anything, I felt that I could shine in academics. So I would slave for hours studying for a single test. I would fight passionately for every extra point I could. And I would agonize for ages over the way taking a single class would affect my schedule for the next 4 years, and the way that my schedule might affect my chances of getting into a certain college, and the way that getting into a certain college might affect my career, and the way that my career would determine the course of my entire life. Yes, this was my mindset, and sadly it is far more common than you might think. And one particularly stressful night in the middle of swim season my sophomore year, the pressure of my obsession was really getting to me. A combination of mental strain, exhaustion, and plain old emotional volatility led me to tears in the middle of the pool. My coach and teacher, Mr. Greer, with the kind-hearted concern that is so typical of his character, pulled me aside to get to the bottom of the matter. And I don't remember the details of our conversation, and I doubt that he even remembers that this incident happened, or how much it meant to me at the time. But the words that he said to me are ones that I will never forget. He looked me in the eyes and he said, "Abbie, it's just life." And I realized he was right. I was being utterly ridiculous by wasting so much time and energy obsessing over my grades. Thousands of years of human history come before us, living and dying, and thousands of years are going to come after us. The story will continue long after we're gone. Living is nothing unusual. So there's no cause for great concern. Because our lives are so short and so completely dwarfed by the reach of time, because we make up less in the whole of space than a single atom in our entire body, the things we do not matter except for the ways in which they make us happy and bring happiness to the ones that we love. Life simply begins, and it ends, a single twinkle in the night sky. So whether you made A's or B's, or you had 50 followers or 50,000, or you won or lost the big game, none of it means anything except for the happiness and the control over your happiness that you assign to it. So instead of striving for these arbitrary markers of success, we could be spending our energy elsewhere, making memories, serving others, seeking knowledge for the sake of knowing, pursuing our passions, and exploring every last corner of this universe, because it is a privilege just to wake up in the morning and be able to look out the window. I spent too much of my time in high school trying to outshine others. And that was time wasted. I know now that the most meaningful parts of the last 4 years were the ones that I spent with people I love, doing things that make us happy. And that's how the simple words that Mr. Greer said taught me the most valuable lesson I've ever learned. And if you still need further proof that there are more brilliant things in life than accolades or awards, consider the fact that 93% of the mass of the human body comes from exploded and dead stars. It's pretty amazing. And it also means that we're literally forged from the nebulous remains of celestial bodies. We don't need others to look upon us and exclaim, "Oh, how brightly we shine." Because we're stars, people. We're but specks in this great, vast, unfathomable universe. So why worry? It's just life. And isn't it brilliant? Ladies and gentlemen, my good friend, my best chum, Andrew Hathcock.
Class of 2016, we dropped the ball. And maybe that's why the last 4 years weren't all that great for us. Or maybe it's that we should have gone to Chestatee. Chestatee seems like they had a lot. I'm sorry guys, this isn't my speech. I think this was left over from North Hall's graduation. I'd like to thank all of you out there right now, friends, parents, families, for coming and seeing loved ones graduate. It really means a lot for us to have you in the audience. In particular, I'd like to thank my parents, grandparents, sister, and lifetime friend, Gary Martin, sitting there in the back, for coming here today and supporting me all this way. A huge thank you to Mr. Schofield and board members here today for supporting us for 13 years, and you've really showed us that you've cared about us and you've listened to us and responded, and we can't express our gratitude enough for that. And perhaps most of all, thank you to all teachers, administrators, counselors, faculty, and other Chestatee staff here today, because there's no way any of us would be here without you today. And of course, thanks to Abbie for giving that amazing speech and showing me up, as always. So, we did it. 4 years, 197 Saturdays, countless hours of schoolwork, and far more Netflix than could possibly have been healthy. And now we're here, at graduation. And once we leave here, we have the rest of our lives. So let's do it. You got 1,956,528,000. Anyone have a guess what that is? No? No one? It's the number of seconds we have from the time we leave this building to the time that some life insurance actuary somewhere says we may or may not leave this earth. It's about 2 billion seconds. That's a lot of seconds. So use them and make each second count. I'm not saying there's never going to be downtime and never time to do nothing. Doing nothing is okay if you're trying to do nothing. There's always going to be time for binge watching. But it takes less than 5 seconds to tell someone to have a nice day. Everyone here, have a nice day. See, it was that easy. It takes less than 120 seconds, maybe, to make a lasting impact on someone's life. 120 seconds. Out of the 2 billion that you have, 120. You have the time. We have so much time ahead of us, so let's make it worth it. Every day, for the rest of your life, there are going to be opportunities. Take advantage of them. If it's a networking brunch with friends, if it's a night out with coworkers, if it's a chance to go skydiving and jump out of an airplane, say yes, because why not? Live your life without regrets. If there's something you want to try, go for it right now. Now, excluding world domination. World domination is in no way endorsed by Chestatee High School or any of its affiliates. But don't think about doing something. Start doing it, and get frustrated doing it, stop doing it, quit doing it, think about doing it again, start it again, get frustrated again, stop it, and go on and off and on and off for the rest of your life. The road to life is paved with flat squirrels who never committed to crossing the road. In 80 years, with all the high points of life have passed us by, well, most of them, don't be the guy who sits there and looks back and says, dang, I wish I had done that. Be the guy who looks back at your life and says, dang, I did that and it was amazing. Now, some of the things you say yes to are gonna be mistakes, and that's okay. In the entire history of the universe, there has been but one person who didn't make mistakes. So I'm looking around and seeing as none of us is Jesus, we're gonna screw up. Now we can learn from that. So when you do mess up, don't let it be a setback to your pursuit of life and adventure. Don't let one failure keep you from living life. When you say yes to something and it doesn't work out, that doesn't mean that the next answer has to be no. You can keep saying yes. Live proactively, make decisions, pursue life. Don't just be, do. You have 2 billion seconds, so don't waste them thinking about the things you could have done. So we did it, we're done. Except, we're really only beginning. So today, pick something to begin. You may have already begun, but whatever it is, find your passion. Find the one thing you care about more than anything else. It can be anything. It can be your community, love for animals, a thirst for knowledge, skill with engines, some accordion playing, and if you can't pick anything else, be like me and juggle and ride a unicycle. Because a backup career in the circus is definitely what my parents meant when they said safety net. Whatever it is, find something you can continue for the rest of your life. Whatever it is, stay with it, use it, and make a difference with it. Commit to it. It's one of the big C words, right? The War Eagle way. Commit to it. today. When you leave here today, go out and pick something. Find your passion and get busy with it. In the immortalized words of Tim Robbins and Morgan Freeman, you better get busy living or get busy dying. So get busy living today. Alongside whatever that passion you find is, pick a hobby. Find something you enjoy and you can relax doing. Use it to carve yourself out a haven far above the busybody workings and stress of jobs and relationships and the rest of the world. Find something that you can use to get away from all of that and recharge so that you can get right back out there pursuing your dreams. Push yourself to be successful. Not successful by the definitions that everyone else is giving you. Define success for yourself. Success doesn't have to be defined by how much money you make, what type of car you drive, or how many top albums you've released in the last quarter. Define it yourself. If success for you means having friends who are there for you and support you and always have your back, be successful. If success for you means having a husband, exactly 2.4 kids, a dog, and a white picket fence, be successful. Success for you is loving your job, having fun on the side, going to Disney twice a year, knowing you're going to heaven, breaking records, slaying dragons, or most recently being rich, getting bored, and running for president. So earlier I said that the rest of our lives begin today, and that's true enough. But just because we're starting a new chapter in our lives doesn't mean the book is closing on the you are today. Life is full of beginnings, but not endings. As we go on, the memories and experiences we've had over the last 4 years have changed us. We've been reforged in the heat of the crucible we call Chestatee High School. We've come out better people for it. So don't forget high school. Don't try to live without anything you've learned. Don't try to just put it all behind you. It's too late for that. After 119,577,600 seconds we've spent together, for these last 4 years, it's a part of you now. You can't leave it behind. So take it with you as you leave today and learn from all the things we've been through. Life starts now, but not in the same way it started 18 and a half years ago for us. Now, we're prepared. And in another 2 or 4 or 6 or 8 or 19 years, when you graduate college or get married, have kids, retire, get a new job, move to Egypt, whatever you do, whenever there is a new beginning in your life, remember, nothing has to end. Just because you're saying hello to the future doesn't mean you have to say goodbye to the past. The you are today can continue. You don't have to recreate yourself every time life hits a corner. Just adapt. So class, use your 2 billion seconds. Change the world 120 seconds at a time. You have plenty of time, but don't waste it. Take advantage of the opportunities given to you and say yes more than you say no. Be successful, be amazing, and be you. And if nothing else, remember everything Abbie just said. In closing, may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord lift his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and bring you peace forever and ever and ever. So that was about 457 seconds. That was about 457 seconds all in all. That leaves you with still a lot of seconds. So go out there and make it count. Congratulations, Chestatee High School Class of 2016.